Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to develop a simple word cloud project using Python programming language. So this project is basically a program that is able to analyze large amounts of text data and then visually represent the most frequently occurring words. The words are presented in a cloud pattern whereby the size of each word corresponds to the frequency of the word in the block of text. Why is this important? It is critical because in today's world, there is a much or a lot of digital content that is being generated, both from social media as well as mainstream media, such as news articles. And therefore, it becomes difficult for one to easily understand or to easily analyze the main topics or themes that are being discussed in a particular block of text. In most cases, many people rely on headlines, but as we know, headlines, especially from mainstream media, are very much deceiving. And therefore, in this video, you are going to learn how you can have a solution for that by basically generating a word cloud of the entire text. And then that will be able to tell you which words are most frequently used. And from the most frequently used words, you can easily tell the theme or the topics that are being discussed by a particular article. And from that, you can make a decision on whether or not a particular piece of text article is worth your attention or not. Now, in this video, we are going to use some text data that we used in a previous video that we were doing text analytics. And I've attached that video in the description link below. And I've also attached it here so that you can be able to watch it and also learn how to do text analytics. So this is basically a description of artificial intelligence. And we are going to try and generate a word cloud from this particular description of artificial intelligence. So to start with, you grab your favorite Python editor. In this case, I'm going to use Notebook. You can use any other, such as Spider. You can also use Google Colab and many others that exist in the world today. The very first step that you do is to install the requisite library. And in this case, the requisite library is known as word cloud. So we use the normal syntax, pip install word cloud, and then you run your cell. And once you run your cell, if this library already exists in your computer, it's going to tell you the requirement is already satisfied. If it doesn't exist, it's going to install, and that is okay for you. After that, we need now to import from that particular library the requisite sub-libraries that we need. So the first one here is known as word cloud. So we say from word cloud, we import word cloud. This is the one that is going to generate the cloud pattern that we desire. The second one here is known as Topwords. Topwords is a very important sub-library because it contains a collection or a corpus of frequently used English words such as connectors that do not hold a lot of meaning. This includes words such as the, in, is, which are basically connectors. In any English conversation, these words are likely to have a very high frequency, but they have very little meaning. Therefore, with this library known as Topwords, those words are eliminated or they are removed from the text that you're analyzing so that the program can focus on the words that hold a lot of meaning. After that, we need to display our text or we need to display our word cloud pattern. And for us to be able to do so, we rely on a visualization library known as matplotlib. So you import matplotlib as PLT. After that, the next thing that we need to do here is to open the file that we want to analyze text. In this case, my file is known as ai.txt. And just a reminder that you must make sure that this file is saved in the same folder where you are saving your Python project. If you're using Google Colab, make sure that this file is uploaded to your Google Drive and make sure that you have connected your Google Drive to your Google Colab so that you can be able to do this task. There is a video that I'm also going to attach in the description below on how to attach files to files that are in Google Drive and use them in Google Colab so that you can be able to address that particular challenge. After you have done that, now you have opened your file, your program can be able to read your file. So the next thing now is to basically analyze the words that exist there. And to do so, you first create an object of word cloud. And this object, we are just going to call it word cloud. But as you can notice here, this word cloud, it is in lowercase, while as the main library is in camel case. Camel case means that the first word here, that is the first letter for the word here is in uppercase, whereas the first letter for the word cloud here is also in uppercase. That is what we call camel case. It's a very common pattern in programming. Then this object that you have created here, you pass some arguments to it. And the arguments that you're passing to it are basically you are calling the library that we imported, which is known as word cloud, and then you define the width and the height and then the background color, and you also activate stopwords, and you call this method known as generate text to generate the word cloud pattern. After you have done that, now you already have the pattern, but you need to visualize it. So to visualize the pattern, now come and call this library that we created, that we imported here, known as matplotlib. And remember, we gave it a name PLT because we said import matplotlib as PLT. So the first line here is defining the figure size. That is the display. What are the dimensions that you want it to have? Then after that, we call this method known as IMShow, which is basically used to determine what exactly do you want to display, which is that image that you want to display. And in this case, we pass in its argument, also known as parameter list, the object that we created here, known as word cloud. Remember, this object that we created here, known as word cloud, houses the entire word cloud library and all these dimensions that we have defined in it, including stopwords. Then in the next line of code, which is plt.axis, we are able to define whether or not we want our x and y axis to be calibrated or not. Since in this case I have put that off, the x and y axis will not be calibrated. Then after you are done with that, you can be able now to display your image by simply using the plt.show method. The .show method is the one that is used to display. And then you can run the cell by pressing shift and enter, and you can be able to see that after you do that, a very nice word cloud pattern is generated for us. This is the original text, the way it was, and now here is the word cloud pattern of it. And from this one, we can be able to see that words such as intelligence, systems, artificial, human are very huge, which means that they are frequently used, whereas some other words such as using are very small, which means that they are not frequently used. So with this one, we can easily tell that the main themes or the main topics of that text include intelligence, it has systems, it has artificial, perform, and also compute. And from that, we can tell that that article is more about artificial intelligence. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like our videos, click on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we release a new video. Thank you so much.